All right, kiddos. So what we have here is an original 1953 5B3 Tweed Deluxe. And what we're gonna do today is try to put the original speaker back in and see if it works. As you can see, we've got a replacement Jensen that was in here when I bought it. And it sounds all right. I'm guessing the original, or the last owner, replaced the speaker to get a little more headroom out of this amp. But I'm really curious to see how the original sounds and if it's still working. So we're gonna try that out today. So I got the back panel off, and real quick before I start swapping out the speaker, I just wanted to take a look at the guts of this thing. So as you can see here, a lot of the electrolytics have been replaced, but whoever did it did a really good job. So these are some F&T filter caps, some modern replacements, and then all the yellow Astrons have been replaced with some 60s blue molded caps, which I hear are a lot more durable and resilient. So this is what would be found in like a 60s style brown or blackface amp. Really good quality stuff, and kind of keeping the original vintage vibe of this thing. It's got some of the original tubes. We've got some 6v6s here. We've got a replacement 5Y3 rectifier, modern replacement. And these 6 SC7s, I believe. We've got an original metal, let's see, what brand is this? Westinghouse. It's probably original. And then in V1 we have, let's see, what is this? It's a Russian Sovtek 6SC7. I'm assuming that whoever replaced this, these guys can get pretty microphonic in this first position. So someone probably put a glass modern replacement in there to kind of tame that down. But yeah, these originals and a mix of original and replacement tubes. It's a great combination. Okay, and here we have the Jensen replacement ceramic speaker in here. And what I want to do is get an Alnico in here, which is really the proper speaker for these amps. I'm assuming that'll change the sound a little bit. All right, and here we've got the original speaker. So this is an old Jensen P12r, and we've got some, these are the date codes, and I believe this is the part model number, and then the 2 would make this a 52, 8th week 1952. So yeah, this is an old speaker, and there has been some work done to it. I'm not a speaker expert, so we're just gonna pop this thing in, see if it works. If not, I have a Ted Weber replacement speaker that we'll try, but I really want to see if this original works. One more thing while I'm pulling this apart, I found this tape on the back of the bottom panel that I took off, and I'm wondering if this is the serial number that someone wrote down, because the serial number, you can see this chassis is pretty beat up, and there is no serial number legible on the chassis. So I'm wondering if somebody put this on here. Here we've also got the original tube chart, which is also missing the serial number. But this is pretty clearly original. It has been retweeted, but yeah, it'd be pretty hard to duplicate 70 years of wear and tear like that. Alright, so as expected, I had to pull the chassis out to really get the speaker out, which I didn't necessarily want to do, but just got to unsolder these leads, unscrew, and then we're going to pop in the replacement. Oh, and also while we have this chassis popped out, we got the original triad transformer. Another original transformer. So, you know this thing is legit. Come on. All right, so we've got the Jensen, original Jensen wired in here. We're gonna put the chassis back in, get the tubes in, and fire it up and see if this guy works. And just a side note, I am not a professional amp tech, so none of this is legally binding. We got the tubes back in, we got the speaker wired up. This is actually good because I was worried about the tubes fitting in the back with the speaker. I assumed the speaker fit, but the last speaker, the Jensen reissue, is apparently bigger than this and could barely fit in there with the tubes, but this fits perfect, so happy about that. All right, folks, and for the big reveal, got this thing all wired up. Gonna fire it on. Got my little trusty Squire plugged in. And we have sound. I mean, that sounds glorious. That is just beautiful. Wow. I haven't played this amp before with the original speaker in it, and that just sounds head and shoulders above what was in there, the ceramic replacement. Not that that was a bad speaker, but these old Jensens just have something magical going on. That's with a $150 Squire Strat plugged into it. Maybe turn this up a little bit, see if we can get some breakup out of there. I mean, that just sounds so great. Now, I don't know if I would want to gig this speaker at like full volume for hours and hours, but I've been using this mainly for recording sessions, and I definitely am going to try leaving that in there for a while. I do have a Ted Weber replacement speaker that would typically replace one of these old Jensens that I could throw in there, and I may do that in the future, but man, I'm gonna enjoy having the original speaker in there for a little while because that just sounds fantastic.